But it's all good. We're here for fun anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you can see it looks like choppers are having a little bit of a duel. It looks like transport chopper versus Chinese attack chopper, and he popped out a few missiles, and out come those unguided rockets, and they've got an engineer on that transport chopper. He is repairing like he has never repaired before. They've taken down the attack chopper.
Yeah, they did.
Crap, that was pretty impressive.
Was watching that in third-person view. That was pretty impressive right there. With the chain gun operator, who is this going to be? Coffin Flummy, and he was able to take out several, or take out that chopper, putting a lot of fire on him. And look at here! Look at all these recons sitting on that building. 3 recons are going to be sitting over there. All they're doing is laser designating. So those people...
I just saw Gardlop have a slightly unfortunate bailout, by which he bailed out a little low and caught an air conditioner in the face and is now dead. So, yeah, there's a lot of laser designating going on, and you can see now, not only is there yet laser designating going on, but you've also got RPG teams up there as well. So, along with a More Giggles who's in there as the support. So, these guys are actually got a good situation now where they can actually suppress any Chinese air and armor that is going to be coming towards them. But you can see that the Chinese attack chopper, sorry, the transport chopper, is sneaking up behind them.
Oh yeah, right now we're seeing a full squad in this chopper. Let's see what they're going to be able to do. We got 2 people actually waiting to spawn in on this player. Going to be seeing some airburst coming out, and there is a massive drop over there onto A flag. So let's go take a look over here on A, and they're going to be graying that out so fast. Look at that. Oh, transport chopper goes down. Oh man, that was awesome. We just saw 2 rockets flying in for him, but it does look like what was that? Cardazer ended up living there. A flag was taken, and we're going to be seeing a response here from the U.S. team trying to get back onto this A flag. They're going to be parachuting down, and a tank also coming in from Uncap.
Yeah, now it looks obviously like they're going to be trying to get that point back, because that was their gimme. And you can see now that the 3 of the Chinese flags are actually flashing. Now you've got Dark Tan, who's in the tanker A, gonna take down multiple members of the Chinese team, but Extra Cheesy and friends are actually inbound to that point, so there's still people there. They're still taking pot shots at that tank. That tank's fortunately got an engineer to support him, but the Chinese team are still trying to push that point at A. And they're giving them a little bit of trouble. They've just taken out the repair engine, and that tank, poor old Dark Tank, is having a little bit of a bad time. He's taking a bit of a battering, and the A point looks like it's in the process of trying to be captured by China again. So they are not giving up their threat.
No, they're not, but the problem is right now is that they have a tank with a rep on it, and one of the issues with taking gimme flags, guys, is that the uncap is right behind there, which means that all of the armor, all of the reinforcements, everything, it's right there. They're going to be able to come in so fast and be able to defend that point. So really, you almost have to use it as a diversion to try and go somewhere else, which they did end up doing, because if we're seeing it right now, they did end up taking out B flag, which, we're going to be able to take out 1 there, and they're going to be down here able to get this burn no problem. Now the thing about B that is so difficult to take and to take back is the fact that you have to be either right on the glass right above it, or you have to actually go down in it. And we are going to be looking on to who is this going to be? I don't even know these names, guys. These letters and numbers and just weird stuff going together. But 3-man for the Chinese team going to be down here into to B flag. Looks like they will be getting taken down with airburst and RPGs, and looks like U.S. team clearing us out quite nicely and able to take D flag, and they're in a 4-cap scenario right now.
Yeah, it means they've got the bleed on those tickets pretty effectively, but the D flag is still under contention. You can see it's still flashing there. Now this could be the opportunity that they're waiting for. Now there is of course the wonderful thing that is the Battlefield 4 beta, the land boat, currently being controlled by Bok, as you can see at C point. So unfortunately its sudden availability for maneuverability is no longer around, and I think maybe we're going to see a little bit of pressure back. There we go, they're putting pressure back from the infantry at D. They're really pushing back against these tanks who are trying to push over the bridge, and there we go, one of the tanks gets taken down as we're now looking at Sarasanti, who's now coming under fire from the Chinese attack chopper. And that's being used quite effectively to try and provide some firepower in that general direction. So they're definitely pushing into D, but they're being held back and pushed back now by effective Chinese troop fire and RPG fire at the moment, Brett.
Yeah, and you know, this whole time that we were talking about that, they ended up taking D back. They ended up getting A back. They're contesting B at the moment. Now they are losing E, which could prove very, very bad for them here in just a second. But they were able to get 3 flags out of that, and they grayed out 1. So they're definitely not out of it yet. They are behind by about about 50 tickets or so, 30 to 50 tickets. And they are going to be down here on B flag. Ooh, nice for RPG flying by there. That was pretty cool. But so they do have a chance to come back. And I would say they have a pretty strong hold over here onto A and B. Most of their team looks like shifting over. The problem is that they're going to lose a lot of their armor support because they're not going to have their E and D flags.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be the case. Now, obviously, you can see the armor moving in, the Chinese armor moving in to try and take E point back. But part of the problem that they're going to have is that there's a lot of the US team who are actually spawning as engineers, and they can actually get in there and take out people. Now, that was a nice play there by one of the Chinese team. Let's see if we can get that was Fisherman. He came in, literally jumped in over the top of those engineers while they were hiding behind the steps in order to reload, took them down very quickly. And thanks to that, they may have secured this E point, but it's still being pushed very effectively.
Yeah, and Fisherman just doing a lot of work. Able to take out 2 more players, and I think he's top fragger for his team right now.
Yeah, now you can see obviously it looks like the US side have managed to capture D, and the armor is pushing out of D. You've obviously got the MRAP, and the tank just got taken down. Unfortunately, poor old Evil Josie was unfortunately not quick enough in order to repair his tank. But now you can see the Chinese tanks are moving up into the D point. This is an opportunity for them to get the D point and then the burn, and get in on that burn obviously, and then the bleed will then be on the US team, which means it's all changed.
Yeah, it has. But look at this massive push right now over here onto this A flag. We do have several players firing rockets down into A flag. Does look like Chinese did have at least one. It's going to be extra cheesy. I think you were actually pointing him out a little earlier, and unfortunately I'm able to click on his dead people. But he's going to be able to back here with all of these tanks surrounding him. He is in a bad position, but gets a nice back shot on one of those tanks, and you saw how much damage that did. Oh, he's going to be able to pull his gun. No, he didn't have to reload. Unfortunately goes down there, but doing a lot of damage in the process, and helping his team out, just basically slowing down this push to B flag. And we are going to be seeing another tank from Chinese team over here on top of B. He's going to try and stay up, getting reps right now. And at this moment right now, would you even try? I mean, I think they should go for C with as many people as we're seeing onto the US side. I think maybe the Chinese team should push C flag right now.
Now, that's a possibility, because one thing I did see is that literally when the armor came out of D, you saw them literally bypass C completely and push hard into B. So what I think they did is they actually left the infantry there to capture the D point. Then the infantry can then follow in behind them while they continue to push the bridgehead up by B. They leave the C team to then, or sorry, the infantry to move in and capture C, because you're not going to be able to get any vehicles in there too easily. So I think that's pretty much what the Chinese team are doing now. They're leaving the infantry to capture the points that are difficult to get to, and they're using the armor to push their spearhead up towards the central point and maybe put some more pressure onto the American teams, as one of the tanks taking a lot of fire. It's not looking good. There's Matsiv taken down by multiple fire coming in from one of the attack choppers, and now they're in a difficult position because it means that the infantry are out of position. They have no armor to support them, and now you can see the American armor moving over the bridge from B towards C. Brett.
Yeah, and right now there is a 3-man spawn over into the elevators at D flag for the US team, and they're going to be looking to get the flag cap over here on D, or at the very least getting in the flash, and this could definitely prove very bad for the Chinese team, although I'm seeing invisible people everywhere on the map. I don't know what the deal is with this, but definitely a glitch, guys. This is beta, but they are going to be contesting D flag right now, trying to get up on top, shooting rockets down onto these tanks over here. And the top-down shot does do extra damage, just like a rear shot to a tank, so I would say they're in a very dominant position if they can get enough engineers out there for tanks.
Yeah, now, oh, Fisherman again, fantastic. Came in there, a little bit of pistol action coming in from Fisherman, took down the guys who were attacking the B point, or the D point, I should say, and now they've actually managed to recapture that point. So it's looking pretty good. You can see now the bleed is in favor of the Chinese team. You can see those US tickets going down very quickly. But look at this, a 3-tank push into D coming from Team America.
Oh, yes, it is. And I don't think there's going to be anything back here to help save it. We are going to be seeing 2 NGs back, throwing some rockets toward the tanks. But yeah, they ended up losing C flag. They're contesting B right now. It looks like only 1 player is going to be contesting B. They are also over here onto A flag. So they did get a couple of players back here on this back cap. They were able to get it, but not able to get any spawns going off. It will go down and back to the possession of the U.S. team. And there are those barriers that you were talking about, Chad, man, coming into play, able to stop that tank push. And this may have given enough time for the Chinese team to get back up. We are going to be seeing 1 tank pushing up into D right now. Let's see what he's going to be able to do, along with some infantry. So that could have been the time that they needed to kind of stabilize for a little bit and make a counterattack.
Yeah, good play there, and there we go. One of the US tanks taken down very quickly. Combination of Chinese tank fire and RPGs to the face, very nasty indeed. And you obviously had RPG over from the left-hand side by D and RPG from behind the wooden platforms on the other side. And now it's the turn of the US. Oh, look at Cognito Con running for his life. Now he's got an engineer out there, and he has managed to survive, but he's not going to survive very long. He's taking fire from all over the place, and down goes Cognito Con, and Evil Josie goes with him as the tanks then drive past his corpse onto the next point, Brett.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As we were saying that, Attack Chopper comes in from the top side, able to take out another tank from the Chinese team. So armor pieces just falling down everywhere over here by this D flag. Unfortunately, that push for the U.S. team wasn't going to be successful. And look at that. We are seeing the Chinese team taking the lead for the first time in a long time in this match. And they will be getting this bleed back. Also taking C flag. So we might be seeing a comeback from this Chinese team right here.
Yeah, now obviously if you look at the actual on the tabletop view, you can see that the Chinese team have actually got a good spread of people over by the B bomb site, over by the B capture flag. Now you can see obviously there's a team on top of one of the skyscrapers. You've got the designation team, which is YOLO Swaggins and friends, who are up there for the American team, and Guadalupe also looking to rocket fire down onto those guys. And it's looking a very dangerous situation for the US team. But I know notice that E is currently in the process of being contested, and if this solo gentleman from the US team can actually do something, he might actually be able to help turn it around, as it's 104 tickets to 158 at the moment, Brett.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's exactly what you said. You know, if they can able to get that back flag going on, it's going to be helping them out tremendously. Although B flag right now is going to be contested, and they did take C, so they're still in a triple flag scenario. If E does end up getting grayed out, which we're already seeing some. Oh my God! Look at that response right there for the Chinese team. I mean, they had people on it like just so fast. The thing is going to be, can they hold off the push on C flag? Because if you look right now, we have 2 tanks coming out of B. We have so much infantry coming out of B right now. 3 guys going to be bombarding C at the moment, and I think that they're going to be making a huge push here in just a second. It'll be up to the Chinese team in order to hold it off, though they only have 75 tickets to do so, which I definitely think is going to be possible, but C is now going to be contested at the moment.
Yeah, now obviously what you can see, I think they're doing exactly the same as what the Chinese team did. They are ignoring C, they're moving past C as it's being contested by their infantry troops, and they're pushing up onto the armor that is attacking them. But notice a couple of very cheeky Chinese people have managed to get in there, dancing around like Michael Flatley on speed, and you can see them basically trying to get in there and get a little bit of damage done. So you can see Runaway X in there as well. He was taking a lot of fire to the back from the RPG, and there's a couple of Chinese people who are just sneaking around the area looking to get that all-important hit on one of the American tanks. Obviously, as soon as you get a critical or a mini crit, so to speak, to the back of the tank. Oh, is he going to roll his tank? Damn it. As soon as you get a mini crit on the back of the tank, that's going to immobilize it for a few seconds, and that could be all the time that the enemy engineers need to deliver another high explosive package to your rear end.
Yeah, and if we're looking at it right now, 4 players from the U.S. team are going to be on C. They locked it down. Only 2 left up here for the Chinese team. We'll be getting side rage right now. Ooh, able to hold off 1. 2 players, only 1 left. And he's going to be able to do some damage here. Can he get some spawns off on him at the last second? Still staying alive with that pistol. And he's going back and forth. Does end up getting at least 1 player to spawn on him. Trying to stop a back rage going on. And they're still alive. Right now, this squad is definitely being the MVP squad. Staying alive on C flag. And they may even start to get the burn here pretty soon. Taking both players out. Wow, what a fight right there. Chinese team stepping it up, and they're going to be getting this C flag back in their possession as well as A. So they're about to get a 4 cap going on right now, guys.
This is pretty impressive, watching the likes of Docile Sloth and his teammates, including one guy who managed to get catapulted into the water by a slight bug. But the trouble is, these guys are also then taking fire from the Starburst from the Airburst shells. Coming from the skyscraper overlooking B. So you've got these guys who are basically raining down fire and destruction on those C points to try and stop them, and now you've got the attack chopper coming in to finish off the job, Brett.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be too little too late. Even if they get C flag back here. Oh, and look at that armor. All of this armor over here for the Chinese team onto D flag. Look at that. 3 tanks now going to be pushing over. They do have the boat, but he's going to be stuck up on land. And look at that. A flag's going to be contested, but 69-7. What a comeback by this Chinese team. Able to just put the nail in the coffin there towards the end. And I got to say, it was all because of the fact that they were getting those back caps. They were pushing that gimme flag. They were getting onto A. They were getting onto B. And if you looked at it, it forced the entire U.S. team back on their side of the map.
And Chuck and Boo has just dunked his tank in the river. So a definite shout out to him for the new line of Chinese water-based tanks. So yeah, it's not going to be enough. 62-4 tickets is all ticking over, and I think a definite well played to the Chinese team. They take that by 61 tickets in their favour after 34 minutes. That was quite a long round, 800 tickets, but it turned out to be a very good game.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, guys, if you are just joining right now, this is the global conflict match going on, and I think I actually just crashed.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I think I just crashed, guys. So I will be getting back into the server here in just a moment. But this is the global conflict match. If you are interested with future matches, definitely go check out their sites. I'm going to be posting up the information down in the description right now. And you guys should definitely go check out their Twitter, media outlets, YouTube channel. If you guys like 32v32 organized play, go check these guys out. They've been doing it for years. They know how to do this. They know how to organize, and it really is a lot of fun. I've played 32s before in Battlefield 3, and I gotta tell you what, there's nothing like it. I mean, you can say, yeah, it's just a big pub. No, it's not. There's so much that goes into it, so much more tactics. People use classes like they're supposed to. It is just next level awesome. So definitely go check them out. And apparently I didn't crash, so I'm gonna be getting back into the server, or getting back into the game here in just a second.
Oh dear. But as we said, beta is beta. You kind of expect this sort of thing.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Now, Chad, do you have any 32s experience? Have you ever played in a 32s organized match?
I haven't, no, unfortunately. Most of my experience came from Battlefield 3, mostly 5-on-5 and stuff like that, and gratuitous pubbing. But no, I haven't really played in organised.